Is there any other discussion?
I have a question.
We'll get you a microphone.
I'm not sure I need one. Thanks. Mary Hemsworth.
Please spell your last name.
Hemsworth.
Thank you.
What's going to happen next year? If we have a short fund this year, what's going to happen next year? What is the solution to the shortfall?
We don't know what the levy percentage will be for next year.
Do you think it's going to cover it?
Yes.
I mean, I know what my pension
I think
is.
45,000 transfer will cover next year also.
So it's going to. So why don't we just transfer 23,000 this year? I mean, I guess if I need a home equity loan, I don't ask for 50,000 if I only need 25.
It's a good question, but if we have a 10% increase in IMRF next year, we're going to need the.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So what are we going to do in 10 years? What are we going to do in 5 years? Does anybody think this problem is going to go away?
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, then that's the problem. That's what we should be discussing rather than just transferring funds. We should try to figure out the solution to the problem.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? I see Mr. Grogan has his hand up.
My name is Bob Grogan. I happen to spend a lot of time dealing with pension issues. I'm the county auditor, and obviously pensions are a very big deal. You all read newspaper articles and stuff, I assume lately. The interesting bind that you have is, according to state law, once a governmental entity has entered the IMRF system, they cannot withdraw. So it's not in anybody's power up here to eliminate the pension system. There are a lot of pension reform bills going forward. Feel free to call, I invite you to call your state rep and state senator to express your opinion about that. This decision to adopt an IMRF system happened a long time ago. The system, the amount that they have to contribute, a township or any other entity, county, municipality, is set by a whole bunch of actuarial things. If the market does really poorly for a long time, you have to pay more because IMRF is actually a well-funded system compared to the state system where they just may or may not contribute from time to time. So IMRF is very well-funded because they actually raise the rates on the governments from, when they have to do that. So there is something of a bind, and yes, it's going to be a shortfall for a period of time. If the market continues to do well, that shortfall will decrease. If property values rebound, the levy can go up. In the interim, when a government has a shortfall, they have to make up for the funds out of other tax dollars, and those specifically that are raised for that issue. So, when your real estate tax bills go up, you find money from other places to pay on yourselves, just like I think a governmental entity has to find money in other places to help pay for this. They're in a bind, it's outside of their control. All governments are in that same step. So I just wanted to explain, I know a little bit about that, so I just wanted to shed a little bit of light, if that makes sense.
Thank you, Mr. Grogan. That was very illuminating coming from the auditor.
My name is Ted Harrod. The last name is spelled E-H-R-E-T. Point of clarification, the resolution talks in generalities about the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund, but looking at the certificate of accounts that was read earlier, I see two. There's an Illinois Municipal Retirement Account Fund, and another one entitled Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund Road and Bridge. Can we be a little more specific here about which funds are being transferred from the Downers Grove Township Fund? Which one is it going into, or are they being dispersed on some sort of proportional basis to both of those funds? What? Thank you.
You want to take that, Frank?
It's on the supervisor side. It's not on the road commissioner side. But Tom.
I wasn't sure. You're welcome.
My name is Ed Mack, and I guess I do have a question.
M-A-C-K?
M-A-C-K, yes. I I don't really understand all the mechanics of the IMRF and how it works at a state level, but I do know from reading many of the newspaper articles that are being published, is that one of the big arguments that's going around these days is how much is being contributed by the individuals themselves to the pension fund versus how much is being contributed by the taxpayer. So, whereas the state may set an overall levy in terms of what needs to be contributed, who is deciding the amount that's contributed by the employees versus the amount that's contributed by the taxpayers of this township?
The state sets the level that the employees do, it's set by statute, for regular IMRF, which is what we're talking about here, is 4.5%. Then the amount that comes from the taxpayers, which varies, as Frank said that the number goes up and down, that is set by actuaries at the IMRF to make up to, so that they sort of, the interesting thing with pensions is because the market goes up and down 20, 30% a year sometimes, they don't whack you for the whole loss, for instance, in a year. They have a concept called smoothing, that they'll take sort of running averages over a period of time, so you're not, getting 50% one year and then 0% the next year. They try and average it out over a period of time, and so the actuaries at IMRF will actually set these rates. But because of historic losses over a period of time, they have been raising generally the rates across the board for all the different places. The county's rate is slightly different. It goes on experience per individual governmental entity. They may be paying 10%, somebody else may be paying 8%. Depends somewhat on the age of your employees and other factors like that. So that's how those things are.
But essentially, they're out of our control.
Correct. And there's no individual choices that the government can make short of having, half as number of employees obviously would reduce the numbers there. But I mean, if you're, that's the only thing that they control relative to anything is just simply the census or the amount of people that are participating, which is, by law, everyone who has more than 1,000 hours has to participate that works at a government level. Once they're done.
Okay, there's a motion to end debate on this resolution. Is there a second? Second. Good. It's moved by Bolts, B-O-L-T-Z, second by McMahon, M-C-M-A-H-O-N. All those in favor of ending debate on this resolution, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Nay. The ayes have it. Now we will move to vote on the resolution for funds transfer. All those in favor of the resolution for funds transfer to the IMRF, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Nay. The ayes have it. And I hope that's the last time we try that funny trick. The next is, I'm going to ask the clerk to read a resolution regarding our next annual town meeting.
Downers Grove Township Resolution, Annual Town Meeting, April 12, 2011. Whereas Illinois law requires that the electors at the annual town meeting fix the hour at which township meetings shall be held. Therefore, be it resolved that the next annual town meeting shall begin at 7:30 p.m. on the second Tuesday of April, which will be April 10th, unless the observance of Passover occurs that week, at which point the town board may decide on the third Tuesday of April 2012. Approved and adopted this 12th day of April 2011.